Judicial Watch also sued for, speaking of coups, Peter Strzok's material. Now, Peter Strzok was removed, as I say, from the Mueller investigation. So we had filed a lawsuit against the Justice Department and the FBI. It's always kind of confusing because the FBI is part of the Justice Department, so you sue the Justice Department for FBI documents. We had asked for documents about his removal and, first of all, his placement and removal on the Mueller team, Peter Strzok's placement and removal on the Mueller team. All records regarding the assignment of FBI Supervisor Peter Strzok to the Special Counsel's investigation, all records related to the reassignment from the Special Counsel's investigation to another place in the FBI. And then we want the employment forms that are related to that. Pretty simple request. So this is what the FBI does. They only look at one bucket, even though they know there are a whole bunch of other buckets in terms of where the documents might be. And a federal court judge in the case that we had to bring to get these documents this week slapped back the FBI. And he said that the FBI was wrong to narrowly interpret the request and conduct a narrow search, and in a relatively rare move, he ordered the FBI to go back and do another search. Judge Cooper is the name of the court, Judge Christopher Cooper. He's a U.S. District Court judge here in the District of Columbia. And Judge Cooper called the FBI's search overly cramped. Notwithstanding that Judicial Watch's request referred to Mueller by name, the Bureau only searched for the term special counsel. But surely one would expect that Agent Strzok and other FBI personnel might use the special counsel's name Mueller rather than his title when discussing Strzok's assignment to the Russia investigation, especially in informal emails. Another logical variation on special counsel is its commonly used acronym, the bureaucratic acronym SCO, which appears to be used within the special counsel's office itself, as reflected by documents that the FBI uncovered and produced to Judicial Watch. Because they did the search, they gave us around 15 pages of documents. We've talked about them here before. Those documents they did turn over to us show that Strzok was adamant and very concerned that he keep his classification and declassification authority when he went to work for the Mueller investigation, which is weird in and of itself. But they didn't give us much anything else. Cooper also ordered that the FBI must conduct a new search that includes, quote, the email accounts of any of Agent Strzok's superiors or other Bureau officials who were involved in the decision to assign him to the Special Counsel's office or the decision to reassign him to the FBI Human Resources Division after his removal from the Mueller investigation. They only searched Strzok's email. They didn't look at anyone else. I mean, one of the biggest scandals in FBI and DOJ history, and they only looked at the one guy's email. That's a corrupt search. Forget about it being insufficient. That's corruption. That's gamesmanship. The FBI must also expand its search to other forms of communications in addition to email. Given Strzok's well-known use of text messaging, the court writes, it strikes the court as reasonably likely that he discussed the assignment to the Special Counsel's office in text messages, which again is a standard for assessing an agency's selection of search locations, meaning you got to look in places where they're reasonably likely to be documents. So I am so pleased that the court slammed the FBI for its gamesmanship in searching for the records about one of the most notorious FBI agents of all time, Peter Strzok. And the FBI leadership is in cover-up mode. I can tell you, you can see that by the corrupt search they did. And I'm happy that our lawyers, because we have Judicial Watch lawyers, I get to come on here and talk about all the great work our lawyers do. And our lawyers were able to convince the court that the FBI had done us wrong and the FBI needed to be pushed back on this. And so thank you to the court for doing this. We'll see what other documents we get. I'm sure we'll continue to get the runaround. But we're doing the work here because Congress isn't doing it. The media is covering up for Strzok and Page. They don't care about that. It's all about getting Trump. This is the corruption story of our generation. The effort to overthrow President Trump, the effort to destroy candidate Trump and spy on him, and Judicial Watch is going to deploy the appropriate resources to figure out what went on. And that's why we have well over 30 lawsuits right now on Page, on Strzok, on FISA, on Steele, on Orr, on unmaskings, on leaks, on General Flynn, on the Manafort raid, on the leak related to the Stone investigations. Remember this leak that over the CNN, the seeming leaks that led to CNN being outside the Stone raid, Roger Stone raid? No one else is doing that type of work. It's remarkable, and I say that as president of Judicial Watch, but it's remarkable the amount of work that Judicial Watch is doing to uncover all of this. And there are a lot of great journalists out there who are following this, like our friend Sarah Carter. Sean Hannity's doing some great journalism here too. I know the media hates him, but he's a advocate for truth here. Chuck Ross at the Daily Caller, who we also represent the Daily Caller in efforts to get information out. John Solomon over on the Hill, Paul Sperry, just a small group of us. But it's out of all of that, Judicial Watch is the only one going to court to get the information.